Well, new mortgage stress test rules kick into effect on June 1st in an effort to cool Canada's red-hot housing markets. To break down what this all means and what potential home buyers need to know, I'm joined by real estate agent Davelle Morrison with Bosley Real Estate. Great to have you on the program. I think a lot of Canadians are going to be perking up on this conversation. So
Absolutely.
walk
Housing's
us,
always a hot topic in Canada.
it definitely is. So break it down for us. Walk us through what all of this means.
Well, they recently did the mortgage stress test, and I think the expectation was going to be that the stress test was only going to affect those who are putting 20% down payment or more. And I think what the shock happened is that now it's going to be affecting everybody, whether you're putting down a down payment of 5% or 10%. And the idea is that before, well, I guess up until May the 31st, they would stress test you to the rate of 4.79%. And as of June the 1st, they will stress test you to 5.25%, which I think is unfair. I mean, you can get a 5-year fixed rate right now for 1.79%. And, the last time the rate was actually 5% was probably, I don't know, 15 or 20 years ago. And Canadians are so diligent at paying their mortgages that, our delinquency rate across Canada is less than 2%. So, my big question is, what problem are they trying to fix? Because Canadians are so diligent about paying their mortgages that 40%, more than 40% of Canadians have actually paid down their mortgages already.
So with that being said, then I guess, yeah, that would be my question here. So what's the point of doing it? How is it going to affect first-time buyers going into this market who are really, excited to try and buy a home, but they may not be able to afford to now for a while?
Absolutely. I mean, I think they might not be able to afford the home they want, so they're going to have to scale down their expectations. So that might drive more people into the condo market just because that's where they might be able to afford. Or it might take some people out of that market entirely. They won't be able to buy a place. And, their landlords will be happy because now they're going to be renting for a long time. But, considering that home buying is really one of the best ways for people, the average person, to build wealth, why are we taking that away from Canadians? If they want to buy a house, why shouldn't they be allowed to?
Is this in an effort to try, as we mentioned in the intro there, to cool the housing market? And so far, I mean, because we're seeing major bidding wars going out. We're seeing houses that are being sold for, 100, 200, 300,000 over asking price. Is this a tool here that they're sort of trying to even the playing field?
They are, but really they're taking away the opportunity from people who can't afford that opportunity to be lost. They're trying to say, oh, if prices go so high, we want to make sure that someone can afford to pay their mortgage if prices go, if their mortgage rate gets higher. However, right now, I mean, I can get a 5-year fixed rate mortgage for 1.79%. So that's 5 years. So if somebody is buying a home right now and they've locked in for 5-year fixed rate at 1.79%, when exactly are they going to be paying that much higher rate that they're now being stress tested under? And in those 5 years, they will most likely change jobs, they'll get promoted, they're actually most likely going to have more money. I mean, I think what you're going to see happening is more parents are going to be asked to co-sign or contribute more money to their children so that they can be able to get a property. Yes, people are concerned about the bidding wars, but, I think of when I bought my first house in 2005, I still had to bid out 10 other people just to get my house. So bidding wars aren't new. If we're really serious about making an impact on housing prices, we're going to need to change the supply equation. We're going to need to increase the supply. And if people don't want to increase the supply, I think they might need to learn a little bit more about economic theory and how supply and demand actually affects housing prices. Because, that's the challenge we're seeing right now. If I look at, for example, the land transfer tax, and specifically in Toronto, there's the double land transfer tax.
Right.
That's a huge disincentive for people to sell their houses and move.
Yeah.
What if there was a tax holiday, for example, and for the next few years, people didn't have to pay that double land transfer tax? I think that would inspire a lot more people to move.
Well, we'll have to see what happens here, but it's. I wish we had better news for those, at least for those first-time home buyers. But I mean, as you say, it's certainly a head scratcher on this one. We'll keep an eye on it. Davelle Morrison, thank you so much for breaking it down for us.